What is going on, college basketball fans? Today we are back with more winner and score predictions for the big games this Saturday. I'm going to do my personal top 8 games, but if there is a game that I don't mention in this video that you want to know my predictions on, make sure you comment that game down below because I will respond to your comment with who I think is going to win. But without further ado, subscribe if you guys are new. Daily college basketball March Madness coverage here on the channel. You don't want to miss it. Hit that like button if you guys enjoy. And yeah, guys, let's get it started. All right, our first game, we have a rematch between West Virginia and Kansas. This one in Fog Allen, and I'm not giving, my favorite team, of course, is the West Virginia Mountaineers. I'm not giving us much hope in this one. In Morgantown earlier this year, Kansas beat West Virginia by 14 points, and I think it's a similar story here. I could see this one being semi-close throughout the first half and the start of the second half, but I think Kansas at home is just going to pull away. Grady Dick is going to be on fire this game, just like he was in the first matchup. I feel like Jalen Wilson, Kevin McCullough, Daquan Harris, they're all going to be hitting their shots today. And I just feel like Kansas, they're too much for West Virginia. It's kind of a matchup thing, and hopefully I'm wrong about this prediction. I want to have faith in my boys, and deep down, I'm saying, come on, we can pull this off. But in all reality, I have Kansas winning this one pretty big at home. All right, our second game is staying here in the Big 12, and we have a top 10 matchup between the Texas Longhorns and the Baylor Bears in Waco. This is maybe the biggest game of the weekend. It's definitely either the best game or the second best game, but I have Baylor winning this one in a rematch. Earlier this year, when Texas was at home, Texas did win this game by 4 points, but the big thing to watch with this game is definitely the guard play, because both teams have 3 really good guards on their team. Of course, we all know Baylor has 3 NBA level guards between Adam Flagler, LJ Cryer, and the star freshman Keontae George, but Texas has Marcus Carr, Tyrese Hunter, and off the bench, one of the best, if not the best, 6-man in the country, Sabari Rice. And Sabari Rice, he had a big game in their first matchup, and I think that that he could again, but really, the Texas bigs, I feel like, outmatch Baylor's bigs quite a bit. But Jalen Bridges for Baylor has been playing better as of late, and I think his defense in this game helps Baylor get the win in very, very close fashion. Maybe a late game shot to take the lead by Keontae George or Adam Flagler, either one. Matchup number 3, we have a good one here in the SEC. We do have Arkansas traveling to Alabama to face on the Crimson Tide, and Alabama, they're coming off of a very close game against South Carolina where Brandon Miller absolutely went off for 41 points. But Arkansas, they've been playing pretty good as of late. Nick Smith Jr. back in the lineup. He just came off of a big performance himself, dropping, I think, 26. I could be wrong, but definitely around there. So that is definitely the players to watch in this game. The star freshman Nick Smith Jr. and Brandon Miller going at it. You also have Anthony Black, who's another super good freshman, and I think Arkansas keeps this one a lot closer than they did the first matchup. Alabama did win the first matchup by quite a bit, but I think Alabama, they're a little bit struggling here as a team. It took a tremendous effort by Brandon Miller, dropping 41 points to get by South Carolina, and I kind of think Alabama, they're narrowly scooting by, so I think even at home, they are going to win, but barely. I have them winning 70-69 over Arkansas. Game number 4, we got another really good matchup here, another rematch from earlier this season between Indiana and Purdue. Indiana won the first one in Assembly Hall. This one is the return game in Mackey Arena, and I think Purdue is going to win this game. I mean, Zach Edey and Trace Jackson Davis put on a show in the first matchup, so I expect nothing less in this one. I think it's going to be a very fun matchup to watch once again, but I think at home, I think the reason Purdue lost the first matchup was because of turnovers, and I think they protect the ball a little bit better here at home and actually win this one by 8, and they also play a lot better defense than they did in the first one. In the first matchup, they were giving up a lot of points there to Indiana, especially in the first half. I think in this one, they play a lot better defense. Indiana still able to score the rock, but Purdue wins this one by 8. Number 5, we have a really good mid-major rematch battle between the St. Mary's Gales and the Gonzaga Bulldogs. This one, a home game for Gonzaga. The first matchup went into overtime where the Gales were able to pull off the victory, and the main reason they won that game was because of their tremendous guard play, not only scoring the rock but on the defensive end as well. And I think this matchup, Julian Strawther, Rasir Bolton, Malachi Smith, they all have better games, not like super good games like carrying Gonzaga on their backs, but enough to help Gonzaga get by the Gales, because St. Mary's has really good defensive guards. They're probably one of the best defensive backcourts in the country, and it's going to be tough, but I think Gonzaga, with the home crowd behind them, it's a tough place to play here for anyone. I think they get the victory. Still in another very close game, because the way St. Mary's plays, they're not going to go away easy, but I do have Gonzaga winning this one 73-66. Game number 6, we have 3 more games to talk about, including this one, and this game between Virginia and North Carolina in Chapel Hill, it could go either way. Like, Virginia definitely the better team, but they have been struggling greatly as of late, and you never know which North Carolina team is about to show up. I mean, they are on the absolute last straw as far as their chances to make the NCAA tournament. If they almost lost to Notre Dame, it took a comeback effort in the end to defeat them on the road. If they would have lost to Notre Dame, they would have been out of the tourney for good. So North Carolina, they have that type of fight in them right now. Virginia, not playing good as of late, but does that loss to Boston College kind of light a fire under them and say, okay, we need to get ourselves together? But I do have North Carolina winning this one at home with their backs up against the wall as far as making the tournament. Virginia, very good defensive team, but I think in Chapel Hill, Armando Bacot has a massive game. That's the key thing. North Carolina has to feed Bacot, and their backcourt in Caleb Love and RJ Davis have to hit big shots down the stretch if they want to pull off this upset over Virginia. But I do have them doing it because of Virginia's recent struggles, because North Carolina needs this one. Armando Bacot has a big game, definitely a 20-10 double-double easy. Give me North Carolina 61-59. All right, game number 7, we got a good one here in Rupp Arena between the Auburn Tigers and the Kentucky Wildcats. Now, this is another one that I could see going either way, and I could also see this one being even more low scoring than I do have predicted here. Auburn has a really good defense and a really good defensive front court, so I'm going to be interested to see how Johnny Broome does defensively against Oscar Tshiebwe, a really good offensive player down low. I think this Kentucky team, they've been playing more as a team as of late, and Auburn, they're a team that has been struggling as of late. I mean, especially on the road. This Auburn team has not been able to pick up a road win, it seems like, in a very long time. So I'm going to have Kentucky win this one at home. They've been, starting to build some momentum as of late. They just beat Tennessee for the second time this year. I got Kentucky winning this one in a close defensive game, 65-62. In our last game we are predicting here today, we do have San Diego State traveling to the Pit to face the New Mexico Lobos. And New Mexico, I talked about Auburn, Virginia struggling. New Mexico, it has been one of the top struggling teams as of late, and they are, I think just outside of the tournament field at this point. So they need this big win to get back into the field of 68. They really do need this victory. They've been struggling bad as of late. They did play pretty good against Boise State on the road. That is a very tough place to play, so starting to show some signs of maybe turning things around. I actually do have New Mexico pulling off a season sweep over the Aztecs because they did beat them on the road earlier this year. I think it's going to be very close. As you can see, I have it 70-69. and this is a very risky pick, and I realize this. San Diego State, I do believe, is the better team, and they are playing a lot better right now. San Diego State on a really good win streak right now, blowing out teams left and right. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from the Aztecs, but I do have New Mexico winning this one behind a big game from Jamal Mashburn, similar to how I have North Carolina winning with their backs against the wall. I do have the Lobos winning this one when they need it most. So that is going to do it for this video. Like I said before, if there is a game that you want to know my opinion on and that I did not mention in this video, make sure you comment it down below in the comment section. I'll be sure to reply to it with my prediction on the game. But that is going to do it for this one. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you guys enjoy, subscribe if you guys are new, and yeah guys, thank you so much for watching.